Hey, welcome to The Explainer. So, you want to sound actually French, right? Not just textbook French, but the kind you hear on the streets of Paris. Well, today we're going to unlock a little secret that does exactly that. If you're ready to level up your conversation game, you're in the right place.
All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about bridging that gap between what you learn in class and what you actually hear people say. You know that gap, right? It can be super frustrating. Well, we're about to give you the key to close it for good.
So, be honest with me for a second. Does your French ever feel a little, I don't know, robotic? You've got the grammar down, you know the words, but it just doesn't flow. It feels kind of stiff, like you're reading from a script. Don't worry, that is an incredibly common feeling, and we are going to fix that right now.
Okay, take a look at this. On the left, you've got your standard, perfectly correct textbook French. Je commence à travailler. I'm starting to work. Nothing wrong with it. But on the right, this is what you're way more likely to hear. Je me mets au travail. See, it just rolls off the tongue, it's smoother, it's more natural, it just sounds more, well, French. So what's the secret ingredient here? It's something called verbe à particule, which you might know as phrasal verbs. These little guys are the key. They add all the color, the emotion, the fluency. Really, they're like the secret code that unlocks natural conversational French.
All right, first up, verbs for everyday action. Let's look at a couple of these that you can start using today to make your daily chatter sound way more authentic. Okay, first one, se mettre à. So instead of always reaching for the word commencer for to start, this is your new best friend. It's for when you begin an activity, it's used all the time. So you can say, je me mets au travail, like we saw, or another great example, soudain, il s'est mis à pleuvoir. Suddenly, it started to rain. It just has that perfect flow. And here is a pro pronunciation tip. This is huge for sounding native. You don't say se met à as three separate words. Nope, you've got to blend it. The T at the end of met links right into the A, so it makes this little ta sound. So se meta sounds more like smita, smita. Trust me, that tiny little link makes a world of difference. All right, next up. So instead of using the formal verb visiter, especially when you're just popping in to see a friend, you want to use passer voir. This one has such a great, informal, friendly feel to it. Je vais passer te voir means I'm going to drop by to see you. It instantly signals a quick, casual visit, which, let's be honest, is usually what we mean. And here's another great tip where the pronunciation actually matches the meaning. Since passer voir means a brief visit, you want to say the passer part kind of quickly and lightly, you know? It gives it that feeling of just breezing in for a second. It's a subtle thing, but it really adds to the natural feel. Okay, so just to recap our everyday action verbs, we've got se mettre for starting something and passer voir for dropping by. Two super useful tools for your toolkit. Let's keep going. All right, so you can talk about what you're doing. That's great. But what about how you're feeling? You know, expressing emotions is how we really connect with people. And guess what? Phrasal verbs are absolutely crucial for this. Oh, this one is an absolute classic. If you're fed up with something, this is the phrase you need. En avoir marre. I mean, sure, you could say, je suis fatigué de cette situation, but j'en ai marre, that's what you scream when you're stuck in traffic. It's packed with real emotion, and it's so much more authentic. And hey, when you say this one, you gotta mean it. All the emotional punch is loaded into that last word, marre. You really have to stress it. J'en ai marre. See? That intonation is just as important as the words themselves. It's how you really land the feeling. Okay, now let's flip to a much more positive emotion. We've got tenir à. This is just a beautiful way to say that you care deeply about something or someone. It's way more personal and stronger than just saying c'est important pour moi. It shows a real, heartfelt connection or value. And here again, pronunciation is all about that smooth, linking sound, the liaison. It's one of the hallmarks of fluent French. The S in tien isn't silent here. It connects to the A to make it sound like tiens na. So you'd say, je tiens à toi. So smooth. So let's do a quick review of our emotional toolkit. You've got en avoir marre, when you're totally fed up, and dénirant, when you really care about something. They're like your emotional high and low gears. Got it? Awesome. Okay, our last category here is all about navigating situations, for handling those little life challenges and those aha moments of realization. These are super practical, so let's dive in.
First up, s'en sortir. This phrase is going to be your best friend whenever you talk about overcoming a challenge. It just perfectly captures that feeling of, I managed or I got through it. When something was tough, but you pulled through. A hard exam, a tricky project. After it's done, you can just say, Whew, je m'en suis sorti.
Now let's talk about that N sound. It's one of those classic French nasal sounds. The key is that the air has to go through your nose. Here's a little trick. Try to say the English word on, but don't close your mouth as much. En. Getting that sound right is a huge step toward fluency, so practice it. S'en sortir.
And this next one is for that classic aha moment. When something suddenly clicks or you become aware of something you hadn't noticed before? The phrase is se rendre compte. You'll hear it all the time in stories. Like for that sudden jolt of panic when you realize, oh no, I forgot my keys. That's a se rendre compte moment. Here is a super simple but absolutely vital pronunciation tip that'll make you sound more advanced right away. The word is spelled C-O-M-P-T-E, but that P is totally silent. A lot of learners try to pronounce it, but you don't. It's just compte. So the whole phrase is je me rends compte. Simple, clean, and perfectly French. And there you have it, our final pair. You've got s'en sortir for managing a tough situation, and se rendre compte for those moments of realization. These two really help you tell the story of how you get by in the world.
Okay, so there you have it. We've gone through verbs for actions, for feelings, and for navigating situations. But remember, these aren't just random vocabulary words. They're actual tools. They're the keys that are going to unlock a much more natural, fluid, and expressive way of speaking French.
So now, the only thing left to do is actually use them. I mean it. Think about your day. Have you started a new task? You could say, je me suis mise à. Are you fed up with something? J'en ai marre. Did you just realize something? Je viens de me rendre compte. See? You now have 6 powerful keys to sound way more like a native. So the real question is, which one are you going to use first? Thanks for joining us for The Explainer.